Hey guys, it's Crawthorne and welcome to Season 5, Week 9 of Season 5 of the GPC. As you can see on your screen, I'm facing off against the Lincoln Staraptors, coached by Jarr, whose team is an interesting setup of semi-sand and decent offense. However, he doesn't have the best of matchups against me this week. But yeah, he hasn't been performing all too well this season. I know he's a better battler than he has shown though, so he is definitely not to be underestimated. So looking at this week, the only big threat that he has to my team is Xcloud. Everything else I can sort of deal with. Granger is relatively well stopped by Umbreon. Zapdos, Mega Latias, Hippowdon, Mega Latias, and if he has Crunch, Skarmory. Infernape, Mega Latias, Xcloud, Cantu, Ikeo, everything on my team. Bronzong, Alamomola, both set up fodder for Latias. Stoutland, Skarmory, Mega Sceptile, Skarmory / Umbreon, depending on the set. So defensively, I have a great matchup. Offensively, I have a great matchup. Mega Latias, once it's set up, just wins. Azumarill just wins. Nidoqueen can pressure a lot of his things. It's just an all-round good matchup. So for this week, the prep was a bit less intensive as it has been before. It was a bit more relaxed because it was a lot better of a matchup. Also, I forgot to mention, but if you're wondering why week 8 isn't up, it's because I didn't know how to approach the video because of this. And the main issue with that is that the differential might come into play in the playoff race. The differential that I lost for that, even if I didn't beat Will, the fact that I dropped 2 points of differential against Josh and at least 3 against Will is frankly just upsetting. Yeah. So without further ado, let's just hop into the team builder. So here is the team that I brought. As you can see, I sort of mentioned what threats can pressure him a bit and what I need to stop his walls, so that's obviously what I brought. Starting off with Buff Spyro, the must bring pretty much of every week because, I mean, it's a Mega Latias, let's be real. A sub-car mindset this week because he has no Dragon immunity. His only resist is Bronzong, and Bronzong doesn't appreciate taking them, and it's set up fodder in the end. Sub just allows me to absorb all the statuses that your Bronzongs, your Alamomolas, things that I can set up on, even Zapdos I can absorb. This speed, I forget what it was specifically to creep. I can't remember if it was just putting 32 in speed, but it did come in a bit unfortunate. If I just had 8 more, I would have been able to outspeed Jolly Haunch, which I don't think he had in the end. But that could have come into play, but it didn't. Then we have another belly drum, Azumarill, just because why not? The only thing on his team that can sort of deal with it is Alamomola, and that's just set up for Mega Latias, so I don't see him bringing it. Not much wants to take a +6 Aqua Jet, and that which doesn't want to take a Blade Ruff. It's kind of like the deal with Azumarill all the time, unless they have a Mega Venusaur or something like that. The 136 in speed was to creep Alamomola with 24 in speed, rest in attack and HP as always, and the set is pretty standard. And then we have, I think it's standard defensive Mega Skarmory, with a bit of tweaking into the speed to creep something specific. I forget what it was, but it's just pretty much defensive to deal with Stoutland, a potential physically offensive Mega Sceptile, among other things. And there was one more which I forget. Never mind, it'll come to me because I think he played. Oh, it was Honchkrow if he doesn't have a Heat Wave. Then we have a Scarf Delphox, because why not? I basically had the other 5 mons down, and this was going to be a Rotomo, and then I thought, why not bring Delphox? It does a decent amount to his team. Once Bronzong goes down, I can spam Dazzling Gleams. Once Greninja goes down and Bronzong is low, I can spam Psychics. And just spam Fire Blast against most of his team, really. Trick is just there to potentially trick onto the Bronzong, just cripple it, and then go out into this and set up on it, maybe. I don't know, it was just a decent way to pressure his team a bit. Then we have Especially Defensive Umbreon, the only thing that has a chance to take 2 hits from a Specs X Cloud. I can, unless he gets 2 max rolls in a row, he can hit me with the Boom Burst. I can protect, get the HP back, and then take another. Unless he gets the 2 max rolls, which I think are 56%, I'm pretty sure. Might have been a bit more. Then that's, unless he gets the 2 max rolls in a row, I'm safe and I can baton pass out and then get into something that can kill it. It's just there to absorb the hits and then go out with baton pass, as I like to do with Umbreon. Pretty much the standard defensive set. And then we have Pasha Berry Nidoqueen for his Greninja. If I can bait him into going for a Scald on this, and I can kill it, and I can do a lot of damage with Earth Power, set up the Stealth Rocks, what have you. Beautiful. Toxic, I think, was for I forget what it was for. Maybe Hippowdon. It was just there because I didn't really need another coverage move. The only other one I could have run was Fighting, and I don't want to run Focus Blast, so that's sort of why I had Toxic. I think it was just there to wear things down. That could have switched into it. I can't think of them all off the top of my head, but Hippowdon, Zapdos, things like that. So that's basically the team that I decided to bring. I think it matches up pretty damn well against his. For once, I've got a more defensively oriented team, and with only 1 speedy offense mon. So not like me, I know, but it's the only way I could beat his team, and it's the most efficient way I could beat his team. So without further ado, let's just hop straight into the battle. Alright, so this is the team that he decides to bring. Hippowdon, as you can see, Greninja, Zapdos, Infernape, Bronzong, and Honchkrow. I'm surprised to not see an X-Cloud, but I'm also kind of pleased. Greninja is perfectly stopped by Azumarill, is the thing that I forgot to mention before as well. What was I going to say? Yeah, so basically no X-Cloud, so nothing really pressures my team all too much, so Umbreon can freely Wish Pass on most things. Except for Infernape, of course, and this if it's got like Power Up Punch and those shenanigans. But yeah, I think he leads off with his Greninja, but we'll see. I decided to just lead off with my Nidoqueen. It's my safe enough lead, as he leads off with Infernape. That's right, goes for the Fire Punch first turn. I knew I could live any one hit, regardless of his set. I think that's Banded Fire Punch, Banded Iron Fist. I'm not sure, but I think it is. Based on that damage, and I just kill it off with an Earth Power. So turn 1, Infernape's down. Not a huge threat to my team because I do have the Mega Latias, but it's one less thing I have to deal with. He goes straight out to his Greninja. Now here I predict the Scald, obvious play. I think he does end up just going for the Scald. As I go into my Umbreon, it takes not much from it, and I get the burn. Now this isn't big on my end. I'm fine with an Umbreon being burned. However, on his end, this now means that his U-turns do jack all damage. So my Umbreon is a complete free switch into it 24/7, and my Latias doesn't have to worry about U-turns doing damage to it. So fun times. Now I just go straight back out into Umbreon. Look at it chew that. Delicious. Now he goes out into Honchkrow. Now his 2 plays are to Brave Bird or to click Heat Wave, predicting the Skarmory. I don't want to risk my Umbreon at this point. I'm fine with losing Skarmory, as the only thing it can really deal with here is this and Hippowdon. Hippowdon I could deal with Latias, so I just sack it off. He does have Heat Wave, and that damage shows that it's more specially offensive. I go into this, just scouting for the superpower, and also lowering its defenses means that I can go straight out to this and kill it, because from the range that it was at before I couldn't. So now I know he's going to switch out, and I set up the sub, and I Carmine, and he goes for the Gyro Ball, and it doesn't break the sub. So yeah, it's pretty much GG now. He gyrables to break the sub again as I sub up, and he goes out into his Greninja. This is where the burn comes into play, because as you turns out, he can't break my sub. So I'm sitting happily behind a sub with him being worn down, and I can just roost up, or recover in this case, because I like triggering Shardy. And I can just set up to +6 freely, not a worry in the world. Megalatias is completely balanced and definitely should be unbanned in all leagues. I think here, this is the turn, or the turn after, that he ends up forfeiting. There we go. I basically swept him at that point. There was literally nothing he could do to stop that. So, Megalatias is OP. Technically a 5-0 sweep for it, because it would have cleaned up the rest of his team. Yeah, it was about time it did something. Unless you prep extremely well for Megalatias, it will eat you alive. So, GG to Jarr. I know it was a bad game on by your standards, and I know you can do better. But you had your reasons, so I'm not going to knock you down for that. Next week, we are facing off against Shardy and the Bayern Munich. In other words, free win. Am I right? No. The next 2 weeks are huge. As I said before, the differential might come into play with Will, as I am. If he wins this week that I've just played, then we are tied on points, but not on differential unless he 1-0s. So I need to beat Shardy and Merc, who are my last two opponents. I have to beat them just to stay clear of him, because I'm not catching up to Josh. Josh is too far ahead at this point, as are Merc and Shardy, unless one of them wins all 3 next games, which would be hilarious. But yeah, that's my only option really, is beating out Will. And Will has to face Frito this week, who, if Frito beats him, then I'm getting a bit of a cushion. Melon the week after, who I believe will be able to do it. I believe in him to stop his dreams. And the Verd, who is performing relatively well. He's one of the, not quite a playoff contender, but just below. He's just below me. He's just below 5th place at the moment, so we'll see. So, with that in mind, be sure to check out the next few weeks, as they are the most important in my season. Realistically, I should be above Will at this point, but if he wins more than 1-0, as I said, I won't be, just because of the nature of the 2 games that I lost, meaning that I lost a lot of differential for no reason. So I am a bit salty about that, and if I end up losing out because of that, I will more than likely end up breaking something. Right. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.